Hello, and welcome to my first ever video. Isn't this exciting? These are the kind of ideas that spawn at 4 in the morning. I was in the middle of writing a recap for the Sprint Unlimited on my rarely updated blog, and I figured, why not do something a little different? So I'm going to experiment a little and do a mixture of commentary and playing video games. An old NASCAR game from 15 years ago. Nice roundish number, nice multiple of 5. Always a solid idea. I'm going to be forthcoming with you. This is probably going to suck because A, I'm a little out of it because it's, as said, it's like 4 in the morning and I'm tired. And also because I've never done this before. So, with that in mind, if you want to leave, do so now and I will not be angry. If you want to see how this little experiment turns out, stick around. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Or maybe it'll stink. But anyways, okay, that's enough of that. First things first, before I get into talking about tonight's race, the Sprint Unlimited, the very first race of the 2014 season. It's great to have cars back on track. Before I get into that, I'm going to do some house cleaning with what I'm going to do here. So, anyways, I'm playing NASCAR 2000 on the N64. I inputted, is that a word? I'm making it up. It's a word now. I inputted some codes in so I could have some legendary drivers. I'm going to be, let's see, new season, let's see, where's that car I like? Where are you? Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, did I miss it? Did I forget to put it in? I think I did. Well, that's gonna make me unhappy. Okay, hold on here. Hold on. Yep, you see, I already told you, this is not going overly well. Alright, hold on. Gotta go to Talladega. Put in some stupid code. Alright. And there we go. Alright, good deal. Now I could be Davey Allison. One of the coolest schemes ever. Alright. Okay, let's make it not overly long. Yeah, 5%. 6%. That sounds good. Okay, damage limited, physics AI. Let's do it like that, but let's make him a little weaker so that I can actually not look terrible. That's just a secret between us. You can tell everyone from here on out that it's at 100%. Done begin season. Alright. So, let's get this going. I'm not going to qualify. That's stupid. Okay. Oops. Wrong thing. Alright, car setup. Let's give me some high-ish gears, I guess. Why not? A little more tire pressure. Why not? A little wedge. Why not? Lower spoiler. Ooh, yeah, sure. Okay, that'll work. Alright, so let's race it. And on to the main business. So, the Sprint Unlimited was a little bit crazy. A little bit on the wild side. Only 8 cars finished. A pace car blew up. Kyle Busch did his normal Sprint Unlimited, I'm gonna drive sideways instead of front ways thing and make it work. It was a very good race. I was entertained by it. The whole fan voting thing was kind of silly because it's a plate race and there were only 18 cars that started the race, and Terry Labonte, I will never understand why starting park cars enter into by the way, I totally missed the gearing. on this deal. I'm barely getting halfway through 4th gear. But, oh well. Anyways, I don't understand why Start and Park teams ever enter All-Star races, because I guess he was gone by the first lap, because I never even saw him on the track. So there were only really 17 cars out there. It was a small field. I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun watching that few cars out there, especially whenever, after the final caution with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Marcos Ambrose, which I'll get into that in a second, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. So anyway, first off, the ARCA race. I mean, there was a fight in the infield. No arrest reported, like there was yesterday, or Friday. But that's another story, I guess. Oh yeah, you'll notice I go on tangents really, really bad. This is why it's hard for me to write, because my little mind wanders a ton. So you're just going to have to either get used to that or find another page, I guess. That would be the main thing to do. You should stick around with me. Give me a shot. But yeah, so anyway, race started off pretty normally. I was kind of scared there. For the first 5 or so laps, they got very single file very, very quickly, and they were running up around the top. It looked exactly like stay off the wall, son. It looked exactly like the Daytona 500 last year, which everybody complained about, and it wasn't the greatest theater ever. I try to stay out of the what's entertaining and what isn't discussion, because I am a very, very easily entertained human being, and as such, I can watch cars go in circles. I can watch qualifying. I can watch one car at a time go out there and make 2 laps and come in, and I'm sound as a pound. So I usually keep out of the what's exciting and what isn't exciting discussion. But anyways, but they started getting racy. It seemed like the cars could suck up a little bit. It seemed like they were really, really unstable. I mean, cars were bouncing around. I don't know if that's the track aging a little bit, because it is starting to get up. It's not real old, but I mean, we're getting a few years on it since they repaved it in, I guess, 2000 XTX. I'm gonna do the Mega Man thing there. 20X or 20 XT6. But I don't remember the exact date. Y'all can leave that little flub on my part in the comments. But anyway, they got to racing pretty hard there, and you could tell it was really unstable because the 6-time champ just lost it, coming out of 4 there toward the end of the first segment, which Denny Hamlin won. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson wrecked, and I'm sure that made most of NASCAR Nation relatively happy. The more bitter parts of NASCAR Nation anyway. But that dude, I mean, that guy, he is ridiculously talented. And we're going to get to someone else who's ridiculously talented in a minute, but that dude is so good at just racing. He's not the most talented guy, but he's so good at managing a race and so good at being smart behind the wheel. And he doesn't get enough credit for it because his crew chief is awesome and his team around him is awesome. And people that don't like him, Flub put everything on that and don't give it to Jimmy Johnson. Don't give him much credit as he deserves. But oh well, I think that's another discussion for another time. Going on another tangent. Anyways, let's see. Alright, so into the first segment, Denny Hamlin won. I was kind of in and out. I think, well, that was during the ARCA race. Never mind. My little brain's going off again. And I'm trying to concentrate on this race where I'm just kind of sitting here in 9th doing nothing. And I haven't even tried coming up with an intelligent line.
He is currently being shown in 9th place.
Anyway, yeah. So, second segment. Oh yeah, okay, the second segment was where they all wrecked. That's right. That was where everybody just where Matt Kenseth decided he was going to forget that there were other people out there racing with him, and he just kind of cut down on Joey Logano. I mean, it was a racing deal, and he admitted it. I mean, it wasn't really a racing deal; it was a stupid move, but he admitted to it. And it's just what happens out there. You get focused on making a move on the guy in front of you that you forget that there are a lot of other people, a lot of other moving pieces out there. So, but yeah, that caused a whole melee, and of all the cars that were out there, everybody forgot about it because Ricky Stenhouse had his front end screwed up and the hood knocked up on it where he couldn't see very well over the top of it, and as a result he hit his girlfriend, Danica Patrick. And it was fun, hilarious watching on Twitter because people started like analyzing that thing like it was the Deadgum Zapruder film. It was crazy. I mean, that was all anyone thought about. No one was like, oh, there's a bunch of good cars in there. There's Kurt Busch. He was my pick to win, and he was out. And he was involved. All 4 Stewart-Haas cars were involved, but the only one of them that they cared about was Danica. And of course, there was another Roush car, Carl Edwards, in the wreck, and he wasn't mentioned. I mean, they interviewed him because he's a good interview, but yeah, they weren't very worried about anyone else other than anything else other than than Danica House or whatever portmanteau you want to come up with. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
He is currently being shown in 9th place.
Yeah, eventually what it looked like is he was just driving straight. It kind of looked like Danica kind of turned into him, but she didn't know. I mean, her car's sliding around. She got it on the grass. I couldn't tell if she was trying to dodge because I saw like Carl spin in front of her. I don't know if she was trying to dodge him and overcorrected to the left, or if she was already out of control from being on the grass, or what happened to her. But yeah, she was going around. And anyways, so there was that. And then let's see here. There was the big wreck, which cut the field in half. There were only 9 guys out there, 8. There were only really 8 cars because they were working on Kevin Harvick's car the whole race. And that team got a workout, and they did a dang good job getting that thing fast. Because by the final run of the night, that car was actually good. But the rest of that second segment was pretty boring, except for the whole. Wait, no, that happened in the third segment. Never mind. But so Denny Hamlin won that segment too. He won everything. That guy was on fire tonight. I mean, now he's won 2 in a row. But we'll get to him in a second. But yeah, third segment, it got very racy, very quick. It was fun to watch. I like the new package. It's hard to tell when there's so few cars out there and they're not worried about points and stuff. And hey, I'm done with driving around in circles. I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, that was I thought it was really good. I liked the package. I think it was Kyle Busch who was saying post race that in the media center or whatever that that's not at all what it's going to be like, because with the 500 people are going to do a lot of riding around, and I'm sure they are, and I'm sure the fan base is going to be ticked off that anyone would dare save their car at a plate race. But that's what's going to happen, and people are going to have to deal with it. But whenever it comes down to it, the racing is going to be pretty good whenever the hammer drops, and people need to go about 30 laps to go, and people start positioning themselves to actually win. It's going to be real good. But anyway, okay, on to the final segment. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and not play now. I thought that race would last longer, or I would be able to get through talking a lot quicker. God, I've spent like almost 15 minutes. It's getting close. But, yeah, last segment, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Marcos Ambrose wrecked, and it's always good to see some fire out of Jr. because he gets a lot of flack for not having any passion, and he went after Marcos for something I didn't really think it was Ambrose's fault. I mean, Jr. pulled down, and I mean Ambrose could have followed him, but I mean he didn't. I mean it looked like I mean, Earnhardt kind of made too quick of a move for him to follow him, and then the 88 just tried to move up the track and wrecked himself kind of off of the into the 9. I mean, it was just a racing deal, just hard. I mean, 88 made a move, and then he tried to correct it, and the 9 didn't really give him any room, and he really didn't. I mean, it wasn't a spot where he probably should have given him room. It was just one of those racing deals. So, but it was good to see some fire out of Junior. Good to see him going after him. It wasn't exactly justified, but it was kind of cool to see. I like seeing that out of him, just because everyone gives him crap for not having enough passion or whatever. But and also in that final segment, we had the semi-annual Kyle Busch spin out and make inhuman save. If that guy could just control his emotions a little bit, if he could control his emotions and rein in his aggressiveness just a touch when he doesn't need to be aggressive, that dude, he would be near unstoppable if he could just calm himself a little bit. If he could just calm himself, and I think he's getting there. I don't want to reveal anything about predictions or whatnot, but I think he's gonna be one of the guys to look toward to win the championship this year. I really do. But I'll talk about that all later. And then anyway, yeah, the final racing was pretty good, and then Denny Hamlin, he's back. I mean, that's kind of the narrative from every journalist everywhere and from himself, but it's true. He is indeed back after the back deal last year, and he was absent anyway. When he was pretty irrelevant even when he was out there on the track until Homestead, and they had a great car there, and he won, and they were riding that wave of momentum. The thing is that the Sprint Unlimited and the duels and your speed you have does not, and even the Daytona 500 has no bearing on how you're going to run for the rest of the season. But so far, this is a good thing for that team, and really all of Joe Gibbs Racing was really good. And of course, the only other team that survived with more than one car was Team Penske. I almost said Penske Racing. I'm not going to be used to that, but those guys are going to be pretty tough to beat. Anyway, I guess that's about all I have to say about it. I hope this wasn't overly boring. I know we've spent the last, 4 or so minutes watching Davey Allison's car twirl around in circles. That's very exciting, but if this isn't universally hated, I'm going to do this after every race. Race a little short race and just give a short overview of what happened in the real world while I'm driving in the virtual world, and hopefully I'll actually make a decent setup, because I didn't actually try that hard. I didn't want to waste a bunch of time practicing and all that stuff, but I'll do that before I start recording next week. But anyway, okay, that's enough talk about the technical stuff. If y'all liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. I told myself I wasn't ever going to say that, but there I did. I said it. And check out my Twitter, because I'm a little more clever when I have 144 characters and I don't have to talk into a microphone. It's strangely, nerve-wracking for me. I guess I'm a pansy to be talking into a microphone. But anyways, I guess that's it. Check out my stuff, and I'll catch you on the flip side. J-Mac out.